most people feel pretty good about their health insurance. I think if you're going to do a paradigm shift, then we ought to talk about guys like me losing some weight as part of, no, seriously.
Right.
My next door neighbor watches his weight, he swims, he runs every day, he takes care of himself. I come home, I have 4 beers, I eat a big bowl of pasta, I have a nice big piece of strawberry shortcake, and then I go to bed. I've got all kinds of weight problems. I'm an accident waiting to happen. Diabetes, joint diseases, gout, you name it. This guy is healthy. This guy takes care of himself. Why should he subsidize my indifference to the things?
Well, that's what the president is saying. That's what these proponents of health care are saying.
But they're not putting it in. Smokers. You have a car, I have a car. You take your car in for checkups. You make sure you change the oil. I do nothing. I beat my car into the ground. I come and say to you, give me money because my car needs to be fixed and you should help me.
It's a very good point. Do you
That's
think,
stupid.
though, that you mentioned before insurance companies are now the latest villains? It wasn't that long ago when this administration came to power was going after the Wall Street fat cats.
Right.
And all. In the last chat with you, I kind of said, to a degree, it was open season on fat cats, on very successful guys, almost that you would feel guilty for being rich. Do you feel guilty for being rich?
Well, first of all, I'll leave it to others to decide whether I'm rich or not. I go to work every day. I get up every morning.
You're rich.
Okay. Do I feel guilty? No, I feel good. And I'll tell you why I feel good. I feel good about the things I can do for a lot of people, including my family. I think it's very important. I think also I feel good about the fact that I can say I'm independent. I think there's travesties in this country. For example, a man of my means to get Social Security is an absolute disgrace. Absolute, total disgrace. I shouldn't get.
So do you think a man of your means should, as this administration has been arguing, others saying, A, pay more in taxes, B, get less from the government?
Well, let's start with Social Security. Take it away from me. I won. I start out at 18. Another guy starts out at 18. I do a lot better than him.
Right.
I don't need the Social Security. You and I both buy fire insurance on our house. My house burns down. I get the benefit of the insurance. Nothing happens to your house, thank God. You shouldn't say, give me my premium back because I didn't have a fire. It's a form of insurance.
But should you pay more than 35% as a top income rate? The argument is that if you're over $250,000 in income, you should go back to 39.6% rate. If you're in that camp and you want to pay for health care, you should, with $1 million and over, pay an additional 5+% on top of that. What is an acceptable rate to Ken Langone?
An acceptable rate to me can only be determined when I'm sure the government is spending money wisely. Example, there's no means test for the $4,500 clinker's fee. I could go buy a $1,000 junk, take it down to a car dealer, give me $4,500, and I'll buy a new car for $20,000. Is that what that was meant to do? No.
And what's more, a guy like you is eligible for it.
Absolutely. All I have to do is show up with the junk. Now, let's do the math on that. The difference between what the car is worth and $4,500 has to be big enough to incent the person to turn the car in. Say it's a $20,000 purchase. Be about right. So you need $15,500. I either have to have cash or I have to have credit. Both. We know the car's not going to last a year because they probably have to push it into the dealer. So you know in the next 12 months I'm going to be buying a car because my car's going to break down. It's going to be unusable.
So you're arguing we're actually stealing sales from the future anyway.
We've done that. You'll see.
Is there anything government does well that you like?
They protect me.
And that's where you would leave it. You think this idea of a bigger, more involved government is a mistake?
Look, I think the minute we deprive people of the satisfaction of doing for themselves what they can do, we take away the will to win. One of the things that I was always excited about as a poor kid from Roslyn, you're Westbury, I'm Roslyn. These weren't wealthy towns, although Westbury was a little better than Roslyn. But the point is,
not much.
You know, there was the opportunity to do well. And I think the minute we take away that, that's what drove America. That's what made America great.